Kaity Hall, one of the experts here at the RSL BEC para badminton event. Second day already. What are your impressions so far?
Yeah, it's good. I think Badminton Europe always put on an excellent event, and the group here in Calgary and Sardinia have done a wonderful job of setting up the hall and the courses, and the candidates are really excellent as usual. They've come and they're very enthusiastic and really willing to learn. So it's great. It's been good.
And this is not your first para event. Why do you think it's so important from your point of view to do such events?
I think one of the strategic aims globally is to produce more better coaches, administrators, players, etc. And I think this is a key part of that, the education of coaches to gain their understanding and for them to go to their countries and find new players and ignite the flame for para badminton and for disability badminton. I think it's really important that we have these events and that we engage with as many countries and new coaches and administrators as possible.
And of course, all the participants, they come from different countries where para badminton might be more or less developed. What are some of the most common questions that are asked to you, or like what are some of the challenges that they come across?
I think the challenges generally are finding players and finding like the correct equipment. For example, if they're looking for, one of the big questions is I have a wheelchair player, but we don't have a sports wheelchair for them to play in, and how do we adapt with that? And I think that's kind of the biggest challenges is finding the players and then finding the equipment and the right things for them. But I think hopefully we make good connections here with countries that are close in borders, and if there's ways that we can share ideas and resources, this is a good platform to support countries to do that.
Finally, if you can give us an overview of what the course consists of, because maybe some people don't really know what it is about. So what do you do in these 2 days, and then how is the assessment?
Yep. We cover all 6 para badminton classes. We look at them in depth, just so the coaches understand the rules and the kind of common coaching considerations and what each class sort of look like, some typical traits. And then we also look at players with intellectual disabilities and players who are deaf. So that we cover the whole breadth of disability. It's not just para badminton, it's disability badminton to support coaches in the whole scope. And we cover a lot of education and theory as well as on-court practices for the coaches, and to give them experiences, for example, in a wheelchair, first time maybe for a lot of coaches. And then at the end we do an assessment just to on court with the players to just check that they've kind of put into practice what we've taught them over the couple of days, and put into practice their good coaching principles and skills.
Thanks.
Thanks.